Hear that ohm tone? You can go online and find this ohm tone anywhere. Just type up OM or AUM chants. They'll Google hundreds of them for you. So there's no excuse. You can go online and study about the tat or the Z pillar in ancient Egypt and how it's actually a battery. You know, the copper tone Duracell, copper, zinc, insulated with paper or wood. It creates an automatic energy field. Once again, one energy transfers down, the other one's transferring up. And you go with that loop thread again. That's the duality, that's the interaction. And it's a real magnetic force in science. Just like how magnets stick together, you can do the same exact thing with your reality by only letting those certain thoughts enter in to your environment, your biosphere, which is your aura, or we say in Hala, or whatever word, Tepi Hesp. It's your energy force field. Just like the planet has its 7 layers, you have your 7 layers of colors. And it's up to you to decide what you will allow to penetrate in, because it will become a part of you and take your system over. So they're sending all these signals through the radio, television lines, power lines, power stations, and what they're doing is they're actually giving you frequencies. Me and my brother here spoke many times how you could just be doing one thing and all of a sudden, bam, and a thought pop in your head to do something, you weren't even thinking about that. But this is how they're doing it. So now it's up to you, when these thoughts channel down to your emotional seat as a person, because person simply means per, or to permeate, or to go through, and son or sona for sound. So all we are is personification of sound. That's all we are anyway. Back to the forming in the womb of the fetus in the Ta principle. And that sound is a tone that's heard. And some of y'all have seen it before, but some of y'all haven't. That's why when the fetus is born, it resembles an ear, if you look at it correctly. Because we're formed off of that principle of tone. And that tone is that kum, or that explosion from the sperm cell and the egg cell. It's a literal explosion. And if you were on another level, you could see it happen instantaneously. But here, everything's slowed down to the point where we see everything, you know, it's happening apparently slow. But it's already happened in the mental. So we have to catch up to what's going on. Because they've already done time warps and they've already jumped through other dimensions and came back and figured some stuff out. And we've had many great masters that come and try to guide us on this path, but a lot of us are too caught up with still looking outside of ourselves for something that's going to grab you by the hand or throw you a rope or whatever, or drop a stairway out of heaven. This is the stairway to heaven, right here in your spinal column. And coming on up and down by channeling these energies, by being aware of the negative forces that they're putting in the atmosphere. And that's obvious, because turn on the news. It's almost 6. It's after 6. Turn the news on. You got death. You got how many people got killed in Iraq. You got scandals. You got fraud. It's depressing. Anybody knows this. But this is prime time entertainment. That's what they call it. It's right up front. It's right here for you. As soon as everybody get in the house, they got some bad news for you. So they want to keep you in this mentality that this world is it, and that's what's going on. And that can be farthest from the truth. The reality is you're creating your existence moment to moment. Moment by moment, by being aware of what you allow in and what you keep and what you don't hold on to. By not taking things too personal, for one. I know great master Dr. York said many times, you know, and I've read in books, you can't take yourself too seriously. Because then you're still giving away to the false awareness that even this is all there is. By how you feel. These feelings come out of a higher science. They're called quintuplicated ethers. I know it's a big word. But the quintuplicated ethers, now, is 5 emotions, and there would appear to be bad emotions. One is anger. I believe another one's greed. I need my tablets on me, y'all. Pardon me for that one, but you can go look this up. Anybody who's got a holy tablet.
Lust.
What's that?
Lust.
Oh yeah, lust. Yes, thank you, thank you. fear, and there's one more. Anger, greed, lust, fear.
Is it doubt?
It might, it possibly, y'all gotta bear with me on this one, but we're gonna bring the clarity to it. We'll bring it on back. But these are 5 emotions that we're gonna clear on up once we break down. The 5th one will come out. Anger is dealing with that part of quintuplicated ether that is explosive. It's an outward expression. So that's the part of existence that had to come in the elemental form. But if you notice, just looking at the words themselves, these appear to be bad words, you know, negative words. Greed, you know, that's the consumption factor. That's the reason why you have to eat while you're here, to some degree, or to digest, or even in nature, one thing has to take over another. The lust factor, obviously procreation. Fear, when you fear, you get frozen. So if you're frozen with fear, that's an aspect of solidity, or making things solid. And delusion. Thank you, good brother. Delusion. I knew it was something with a D. Delusion. Delusion is thinking something in one way when it really isn't. And that's exactly what we experience here on earth. So these are the quintuplicated ethers. And these are energy forces that is necessary in order to even experience a physical reality. And these are most words that, you know, people don't subscribe to, or to tell you that are bad or negative. So when you take that into having emotions here, by feeding into these, you're keeping yourself too grounded here. So a lot of times we get angry, we get upset just because somebody says something to you. Oh, you a nigger. Well, if I am a nigger, then you didn't say nothing out of the way, right? Why should I be upset? If I'm not a nigger, well, you don't know what he's talking about. Why should I get upset? Those are your words. I'm not going to allow those energies to take my body over and then you hook me in. And now you actually became my God. You know? Greed, having more than you need. Instead of having what you need, you want to hoard things, you know, and more so take from others. You know, we all know the lust factor. We've all experienced that as adults here. And hey, what can I say about that one? You know, that's self-explanatory. But it's necessary to a degree. You have to make babies, but you can overdo it. And then that's why you have a lot of broken homes out here, and a lot of things going on with health problems, and you know, a lot of baby daddy confusion. We know that's running rampant. Of course, fear. That's what they pump up fear every day with terrorism. That's obvious. They're giving you that fear constantly. The housing market's crashing, the stock market's crashing, terrorists trying to blow you up, diseases gonna kill you. Man, ain't no money and shit. New world order. Fucking aliens gonna come to Earth. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we gonna all go blow up. Well, if any of that happens, it's gonna happen. I mean, if the Earth blow up, I hope it happens instantly, so I don't even notice it. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather be incinerated under the bomb. But anyway, delusion. Like I said, we all dealing with delusion. We're dealing with false awareness in reality. And that's self-explanatory if you look at people that watch soap operas and judge shows and people that eat certain foods all the time, and it's their favorite meal. People who only dress a certain way all the time, you know, and they prescribing there's something that somebody else is telling you that's what you need to do. You're living in a delusion. While the other person that's telling you what to do is doing exactly whatever they want to do on your energy. So this breaks down to the topic once again, before we get too far off the path, that let the energy that surrounds you, that natural old tone force, you got to keep it with you. You have to practice it. And this is not something that you can read in a book or something you can hear me tell you anything. You have to actually literally sit down and allow all those feelings that are down here in your belly area, recognize them. And what you have to do is you have to reason them, talk them out. But you're reasoning and talking yourself out. Why do I feel bad about that? Why am I allowing this person, what they said, do this? Well, you know, I mean, of course, obviously, unless somebody's physically trying to jump on you, whatever. Well, then that's survival skills right there. That's survival of the fittest. That's a whole other topic. But we're dealing with the internal struggles that we all have to face every day, and what we try to avoid it by outside distractions. You got to start becoming aware of these energies that are inside of you that are trying to take you over and take you off your path of perfection.